hard and angry and mean. And I mean, I didn't want to talk to anybody. No one connected with me. No one made me feel like I really wanted to kind of open up.
I never lived with either of my parents. I lived with my grandmother, who was an alcoholic and abusive. And from there I moved in with another aunt. She didn't have a lot of time for me, so I kind of fell off. I stopped doing schoolwork. I almost failed the 7th grade. It was bad. I was looking real bad.
I was with my siblings most of the time. That is very rare when you're dealing with the child welfare system in foster care. You usually are split up. Since I was the oldest, I had to be the leader, so I couldn't allow it to break me because I had to support my brother and sister because the home we were in wasn't necessarily the best place.
When I came into the legislature 10 years ago, there, number one, weren't any foster youth involved in the legislative process directly. And I got much more of a sense of nothing can be done.
It became clear to me that the time was now to start an organization that created a service delivery model that allowed siblings to be together, take good care of the kids, take good care of the foster parents, and to develop an organization where youth voice could be paramount in the system reform effort.
Jim Theophilus came and talked to me about providing support for foster parents through this hub model he was developing. It was very clear that this was a very promising model, and am really hopeful that it will be a statewide model.
The Mockingbird family model is really based on the extended family concept. The hub home, we call it often grandma's house in the best sense of the word. They are a licensed foster parent whose main responsibility is to provide support, mentoring, and respite care to those foster families in their circle of community.
I just recently had a situation that was an urgent situation. I mean, I had someone on the phone within minutes. And then I had a backup call, and then I had an email. So I was like, oh God, I'm not alone, and that made it so wonderful. Even though the situation was a trying situation, I wasn't alone.
Those who've been in the system, those who have lived in group homes where staff change every 8 hours, those who have been in one foster home and found out while they're at school that they would not be returning to that home, moving to another, those were the true experts in this social justice movement. It seemed obvious to me that if we were going to truly make genuine change, we had to have their voice, their wisdom, and their insight at the forefront of this movement.
Growing up experiencing foster care, growing up experiencing poverty, growing up experiencing multiple things that many at-risk youth experience, I just always knew that I wanted to be a voice for those that are still in it, or a voice for those who haven't yet gone into the system.
The Mockingbird Society is dedicated to building a world-class foster care system through collaboration, innovation, and advocacy. We do this, I think, different than most organizations in that we bring young people to the table not as our clients, not with a treatment plan to fix them, but rather as leaders, as employees, and as trainers to the rest of the community to help us build that world-class foster care system by benefiting from their experiences, their insight, and their wisdom.
What I've gained from writing for the Mockingbird Times is a passion that I didn't realize that I had until I started doing it. Being able to write articles and relay messages and give important information to people who don't understand what's going on out here. A lot of kids in care lose hope and lose faith, and kind of be an example saying that there is more out here. And through the newspaper, I get to give examples of that and spread the word, kind of, just like a mockingbird. All they do is sing, and here's where I get to sing.
They actually bring former and current foster youth to the table, empower them, teach them how to get up in front of people who make decisions and speak their voice.
I think advocacy is extremely important because you're learning how to develop your voice and you're not fading away.
The system in general has come to a place where they realize that operating without the voices of the constituents is not going to work. You wouldn't do that in corporate America. You wouldn't find people trying to be experts about something that they've never experienced. You always find them calling in the experts and saying, what should we do? And so the child welfare system shouldn't operate with any less standard.
I've talked to politicians who are like, wow, I didn't know it was like that. I didn't understand that this is what you had to go through. Giving them a real understanding of what's going on is powerful, and when you do it correctly and really relay that message, It's so powerful to know that you can really make a difference.
They come to learn that they can be a part of the workforce. They can succeed in other areas of their life. These youngsters are helping us strengthen our community, not just being the quote-unquote victims in the community.
Clearly, there is now a sense of real optimism about the ability to make positive changes for foster care.
What we stand for is for that little 5-year-old that doesn't know they're going to be in care, we want to help her. I may not be able to benefit from everything I do here, but somebody else will.
They didn't ask to be put in foster care. They didn't even ask to be born. And so now that they are in foster care, we have an obligation to take care of them. We have an obligation to ensure that their needs are met because they're our future.
They provide the support, they provide the training and care, and those children will have much better outcomes.
My future? I know I see success. I see a person who is creating change. I see a person that's going to be more than just average. I know those qualities will be there in whatever I do.
I'm headed off to school this fall at the University of Washington. I would love to be a politician. I want to be one of those people who make change, not just sit at the table and talk about change. No one had to give me a chance, but they did. So that's why I love mentoring other people, helping other people out. Everyone deserves a chance. Just like I got one, the next man should too.